let's set up my planners for the upcoming week. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. For those of you that are here for the first time, my name is Tracy and I want to thank you all so much for joining me today. I also want to give a special shout out to all of my returning viewers and subscribers. I so very much appreciate your continued support. So today I am going to be setting up and decorating for the week in my Catchall planner, which is this Hemlock and Oak B5 vertical planner. I did customize the cover, so this is not how the cover comes. I added some vinyl as well as a patch. And then I'm also going to be setting up my Moxie Life horizontal planner, which is my creative projects planner. I'm also going to be setting up my weekly action steps as well based on my March monthly goals. Actually, cut that. It's really just going to be based on my to-dos. There may be something referencing my goals in there, but I like to use my weekly action steps in the Moxie Life to actually map out what I really just need to do in all of those areas of my life. So we'll do that. I actually need to do that first so that way I can kind of help guide me where I can place stickers, because a large part of this Plan With Me video is going to be decorating these spreads. So with that said, I have 2 sticker books here, actually 3, but I want to do different vibes in both of them, which is usually what I do. Maybe one day I'll do the same sticker book for both, but I don't want to do that today. So for the vertical, I'm going to be using Rainbow Reverie by Amy Plans Things. This is the hand-drawn sticker book. I don't really know. I mean, I could do a flip through, but so many stickers are gone. I just got this book and I demolished most of the stickers in here, especially the clear stickers. I did a Dutch door journaling spread. Which definitely check out that video if you have not done so. So yeah, so many of these are gone, but we're going to use some of the other ones. And then I pulled out the Creative Trackers books because this has some papers and stuff like that that I might be able to pull in as well. We might do something different in my weekly spread this week. These sticker books release on the 10th. However, I believe this video is going to go out the day after the 10th. And there's a chance these may already be sold out because her sticker books usually do sell out on the first day. But just in case they're not, I will have her website linked down in the description box. But if they are sold out, you can get the printable versions off of Etsy, and my discount code, which I will pop up on the screen, works on both her website as well as her Etsy shop. So like, remember, everything is available as a printable. If her physical books are sold out, you just really need access to a printer. You don't really even need a cut machine. A lot of these you can just cut by hand. I'm also going to use the Spring Edit. I'm going to be using this in my horizontal. This is also a new sticker book from Live Love Posh. This one is currently sold out, but I think it's going to be restocked on the 23rd. Fingers crossed, we'll see. I will post all the information in my community tab. I also have a discount code for Live Love Posh as well. So yeah, like I said, we are going to start though a little functional. I just wanted to give you a rundown of what I was using, because a lot of people are kind of curious about that. I may also be bringing in some Tombos or what have you. So I did not film my March goals on camera. There was no particular reason why I didn't film them. I just didn't film them because they're pretty much the same old, if I'm being honest. And I didn't know how exciting that would be for you guys. So I just kind of did this myself. Yeah, we'll quickly go through them because they may help me or jar something in my brain. I'm trying to get this off when I go to set up my weekly action steps. So for my March goals, I want to, in the area of my personal, this is where I focus on kind of building the foundation for all of the other areas. So you will see routines always on here in some way, shape, or form. It's going to be focusing on my morning and my evening routines. Evaluating them, seeing if they work or seeing if they need to change in some way. And then I want to create a play every day. I have had a lot of anxiety recently, and I find that when I just play creatively and my planners, journals, or what have you, for that hour or so, sometimes even 2 hours, everything else just goes by the wayside, including my anxiety. So I want to make it a point to do that every day and not video related or anything like that, just play. For Fun and Rec April cruise prep, I can actually go ahead and cross most of that off because everything I needed to do was done this week. 2 social outings, work and learning. This is all social media related. Family and friends. I want to reach out to multiple friends each week, and I want to schedule 2 dinners. So I do need to work on that. So we'll make that as part of my action step this week. As far as health and wellness, I want to build a strong immune system for my cruise. So I go on a cruise early April, and I really need to make sure that I am at my optimal health because we all know that a cruise ship is a floating petri dish. And I usually have issues with my sinuses anyway when I travel. So I'm trying my best to come back and be healthy. So that's what we want to do. Work out 4 times each week and daily stretching or yoga. For personal growth, morning journaling. This is something I have not done this week, but I really, really want to do it because it might help with my anxiety and stuff as well. But it's positivity and or morning pages. I really want to start incorporating that in some way, shape, or form. And then I want to keep up with my memory keeping and my 3-year journal. I did, so financial, I want to set a budget for crafts. I already done all of this. Crafts, non-essentials, eating out, and other ones. So I'll just check that one off because that was done in here. I'll show you that, guys, in a minute. And then Chase Bank, possibly open a new account. I did. They had a really good bonus offer where you get free money for opening a new account. So y'all know I jumped right up on that. And then for physical environment, spring cleaning. I need to start to that. So starting with the closets, and then I need to prep my yard. Hopefully both of these kind of get worked on this upcoming weekend. I'm filming this on Friday night. Just to kind of let you guys know where I'm at with the upcoming weeks. I'm hoping to get this done this weekend. And then I put windows ? Allergies are already starting to like go a little crazy. And I wanted to try to beat the allergy season before I open my windows, but to like do the cleaning of them, I don't open my windows anyway. I run strictly off of AC most of the time. Yes. By the way, my AC is running now and I have to put my like long sleeves on because I get so cold. All right. So now we are, oh, wait a minute. No, I'm getting ahead of myself. I want to set my weekly action steps. Going through this, I completely forgot. I did not set weekly action steps for the first week. It's hard for me to set them up for the first week when I just set this up. I'm kind of like, I don't know. I want to do it all. All right. So for personal, I am going to really work on the AM routine. And I think for that, I really need to incorporate my stretching. You guys have heard me say this. So I want to do a stretch 5 or 10 minutes. That could be yoga, but that's what we want to do. I want to do some hot tea. I know it's getting warm, but I still want to do my hot tea. And then it's my normal routine. We'll put normal routine. And then we're going to add in here morning journaling. I'm not going to put morning planner check-in. I do that. But, you know, these 3 things are the things I really want to kind of do. So for fun and recreation, I've already done everything I need to do for my cruise. I was on it this week. Guys. I'm so proud of myself of how like I have just been checking off tasks left and right. So basically, I don't really have much else to do. I even did purchase a few things off of Temu for my upcoming cruise. I like to purchase some really cheap clothes that I can just maybe toss if I need to. They have some themed parties, so I didn't want to invest too much into that. So I did purchase some things off of Temu. So I don't think I have anything else to do as far as this type of cruise prep. I do have another cruise coming up in a couple of months, so maybe I can start thinking about that. All right, so I need to do excursion and hotel research. And then I also need to do 2 social outings. So let me search for social. This might be a lot. I mean, it's really nice outside, but I was gonna say there might be want to do something outside. We'll see. We'll see. Work and learning. I'm gonna leave that because it's probably gonna be the same. So I'm gonna just fill that in. You guys could care less. Like I said, it's gonna be about like social media type stuff. All right, I'm trying to amp up my video filming so that way I could be ahead of the game. So I still have videos that will be going out when I'm actually away. So family and relationships, I need to reach out to 2 friends. All right, I'll fill those in later. So health and wellness, I've actually done really good about buying some types of like some additional vitamins and things like that to actually work toward my building my strong immune system. I definitely need to work on my wellness, specifically my working out. I have been exhausted when I have finished working for the day and just have not done that, but I need to push through. So I'm going to try to actually do daily workouts. I'm not giving myself 4 days anymore. It has to be daily, and it doesn't have to be high intensity or anything like that. I'm going to put on here morning walks. It's supposed to be really nice. We actually have like pretty much like an early spring right now. I think it's going to get cold at the end of next week, which I'm actually not upset about because cold is going to be in the 50s, and I don't mind 50s. It's a little too soon for the 80s. My AC's been on, and I would rather have had time where my AC and heat did not have to come on. We seem to have skipped that. So I might do morning walks, and I also want to meal plan and prep. I've actually started meal planning, so it's really just the prep. So that's what we want to do as well. So I'm going to incorporate some of this stuff into my planner. For spiritual and personal growth, that was the morning journaling, which I covered here. And then we'll just say memory keeping. I've actually been doing okay with that. I did skip a week, but I did decorate the page for that. And for the most part, I've kind of been filling in some things throughout the week that it happens instead of waiting till the next week. So we're going to see, but I definitely want to stay out on my memory keeping or stay on top of my memory keeping projects. For financial, for Chase Bank, I need to deposit so much money into it to meet my bonus. So I need to actually figure that out. So I may need to go to the bank. I think that's it. I just want to do weekly spending. I need to log that. And then for physical environment, I already said I'm going to be working on my closets hopefully this weekend. And I'm also going to be spraying some stuff down to prevent some weeds in my flower beds. If I can get that done, that should cover the outdoors. So I don't need to do that next week. So that will leave kind of the remaining of the closet clear out / swap, but now that's going to be in the 50s at the end of the week. I don't know if I can swap it out yet. That means swapping out my sweaters for like summer clothes. But the other thing I also need to do is actually start looking through my closet for travel packing prep. We're going to call it travel packing prep. I'm putting that here under physical environment because it has to do with the closet, but it also has to do with, everything. It also has to do with financial. Because if I go ahead and get that up, maybe I won't buy anymore. All right, we're going to come back to this momentarily. I actually need to flip this again. And we are going to start here. So I don't have a ton to do. I did this setup with you guys at the end of February. I went ahead and filled all of this stuff in now. You can see where I set my budget on those 4 categories. I set my routines here. I wanted to put them in this particular journal because this is where I schedule everything. So, this particular planner, this is where I schedule everything. These are my priorities: travel prep, health and wellness, and journaling for mental health and positivity. My to-do list. And then I have some things I wrote to buy. Can't check that off yet. It's still in my Amazon cart. I'm kind of up in the air about that stuff. All right. So here's the current week, and now we are going to flip to this one. So at this point, I'm just going to go ahead and start decorating, and I'm probably going to come at you with a voiceover. So I was really, really wanting to use this sticker book in my planner because this is my first time using some of Amy's stickers in my planners. I have been using her stickers in my journals. And that's because if you don't know who Amy with Amy Plans Things is, she's like the Dutch door queen. So she always does a lot of these super cool, gorgeous, elaborate Dutch door spreads on her channel. So when she created her own sticker books, she created them with that in mind, like her love of Dutch doors. So a lot of the stickers in her sticker books have reverse images, which makes creating Dutch doors super, super cool. What I mean by the reverse images is there will be like two identical stickers, such like two unicorns, but one of them is going to be the inverse of the other one. So that way you can put one on the front side of the page and one on the back side of the page and then cut around it for the Dutch door. So because of that, and it makes creating a Dutch door super easy, that's why I've been using these in my journal. But I really want to use them on my planner too. So I remembered before using them all that I wanted to save some for my planner. So that is what we're doing today. I do still have to be aware of the space in this planner because I do use a lot of space. I do a lot of writing in this particular planner. Even as someone who doesn't really see herself as being super busy schedule-wise, I just have a lot of to-dos, which is why I started using this planner, not necessarily like as time blocking, which is how I started the year with. I just started doing it more as a list. It's been a lot better for me to do it that way. So that's kind of how I turn this in. I still technically almost time block my workday. I say almost because it's not quite in the spot that I start my work day, and it doesn't go all the way down to where I end, but I still kind of put it in the general vicinity. So you did see me a moment ago put some of those like little rainbow stickers in a few areas. I'm going to be actually using those as boxes. So I saw them and I was thinking these will fit perfectly in one of the hour time slots. And I have a few things that I need to record for specific hours this week. So I'm like, let's use those instead of header boxes that might cover the hours. And they fit perfectly. So yeah, I was super excited that they had those in there. I'm also, using some of the date dots as well as these bullet points. This is my first time using some of these as well from her other sticker books, because again, when you're doing like just a creative journal, I always like skip over these. And now thinking about it, I think I'm going to tear that page out of the other two sticker books I have of hers, which are also pretty much empty at this point, and put them in. I have a 3-ring mini binder that has all of my date dots, monthly stickers, and stuff like that in there, because I can use them for any type of spread. It doesn't have to be spreads that I make with her stickers. So I want to make sure I don't forget about them. So I'm going to do that right now. Well, after I finish doing this voiceover. But yeah, my setup is pretty much done. You can see it is pretty decorated. I do use my mild liners and Tombows to add a lot of color to the page, just because I can't put as many stickers as I really would like on this page, just because, like I said, I'm a list maker. So I need a lot of room for these lists, which are pretty much my to-do list. Now, I did put a few boxes down. I do like the way they look. That's why I put those down, because I could have easily done another mild liner there. But I really wanted to bring in that tan color, which was in the bullet points. So that is the reason why I brought in the boxes instead of doing another little mild liner line. And then some of the final touches here is I'm using these ancient, we can call them ancient because they're probably more than 5 years old, Happy Planner labels that say get work done and to do. And I put those in those spots where I did the thick squiggly thing with the mild liner. All right, and now moving to my Moxie Life. So this one, I am still using how I started using it in February with the one change. We'll chat about that when I get to it. But again, I said I'm a list maker. That just works best for me. And because I'm using this as a creative project planner right now, it will also probably, I don't actually think it's going to include any other projects, because my creative projects have really taken this planner over. There's just not room for anything else. But I do lists. So I don't do these like I'm hiding all of the days of the week with stickers, because that's not how I'm using the planner. I'm not writing all of my Mondays to do in that top box. I'm not writing all of, Thursdays to do in that bottom box. So I'm covering all of that up, and I just put headers in every other box on that first page to be, one of them is going to be planners, the other one's going to be journals. And then I can start brainstorming what type of theme I want to do for those, what I need to do to get that ready. So if I need to print stickers or something like that. So yeah, that's kind of the gist for how I set this up. I've talked about it a little bit in some of my other videos, and I even did a video where I dedicated to specifically filling in this journal. I will link it down in the description box just in case you are curious. And now this is what I'm doing that is new that you guys haven't seen on my channel, because I just did this for the first time last week, which I did not film. I am creating a weekly calendar in one of the horizontal boxes because, y'all, that is the only space I need that has the days of the week in there, because I don't really need to record that much stuff that's date specific. So I decided just to go ahead and use one of the boxes for that. And it worked fine last week. I don't see any reason why it wouldn't work fine in the future. So this might be something that I just keep up. I might rotate where it was. Last week it was in Sunday's box, but because the decor, snuck up in Sunday's box this week, I moved it to the top. I kind of like it in the top though. I do. I really do. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm just going to fill in some of the stickers here. You can see where I made a little error with my marker when I was drawing that box, and I put a sticker over it to make it look cute, and it actually looks really nice. I'm kind of glad I made that kind of issue or error with the marker, because it really did need a sticker there anyway, that I might not have put there otherwise. I will say I did go a little sticker heavy, and I always go a little sticker heavy on these spreads. Sometimes they have been getting in the way, so I might have to start refraining from using as many stickers, but I do use boxes to help me regain some of the space that I lost to a decorative sticker. Y'all, I think that's it. So let's get back to real time and wrap it up. All right, guys, here we go. This turned out really, really pretty. So yeah, this sticker set, it's part of the spring edit, but obviously this set could be used for Valentine's Day next year, and you get duplicates. So I do have another set that I might have to remember to use it in February, because I change out these sticker books on my shelf seasonally. So this one would have been like on my cart still in February. So I have to kind of remember that. I might have to rip the pages out and put it in the winter one, because I think this will be really cute for February. I like the color palette. It still has the pinks and reds, but it's a little bit different than your typical like bright reds and pinks that you see for Valentine's Day. So no, I think this is really pretty. I think this is going to give me more than enough space. This is the same exact type of layout I did last week as far as dedicating one of the boxes to my weekly calendar, because really I'm going to put one thing in it a day, if that. It's for new releases, sales, and stuff like that related to my PR stuff, any due dates or anything like that. So yeah, and then everything else is just pretty much brain dumps. But I like to have them in categories. That way I'm categorizing my brain dumps so I can easily find it. So yeah, this is super, super cute. So again, this was from Spring Edit from Live Love Posh. And then this one is also super cute and completely different, which is fun. I like to have different, looks in my planners. It makes them fun to get into. These worked really well as well. I'm trying to use some of my stickers up that are in my sticker books. I have printable stickers that I made myself that have like work icons and stuff like that, but I really want to decrease the amount of sticker books I have, which means I need to use some of these functional stickers and stuff like that as well. But this also turned out really, really cute. This is from Amy Plans Things. This is the Rainbow Reverie sticker book, which I have somewhere. This guy, like I said, I will have all of my discount codes and affiliate links down in the description box if you choose to buy any of these stickers. All right, guys, there we go. Super, super fun for me. I hope it was fun for you. If you enjoyed this video, please press that like button. And if you have yet to subscribe, I hope you would also consider subscribing to my channel. That is all I have for now. I hope you have a good rest of your day, evening, or night. Until next time, bye.